Welcome back to In Business. States around this country are looking to cut education budgets and some even closing schools in an effort to avoid going broke. Kansas City, Missouri has already shuttered almost half of its schools. Illinois' governor has urged lawmakers in that state to raise income taxes or face cuts to education budgets. Now we're looking at Arizona and the question of whether it could be next, because if taxes don't go up, it's likely that school budgets in the state will be cut. For more on this, we're joined by Thayer Verschoor. He's state senator from Arizona, coming fresh out of a legislative vote on the budget that happened just last evening. Good morning to you, Senator. Tell me, what's the likelihood here that you may have to go as far as Illinois' threat here or Kansas City to actually shut down some schools?
Well, I don't think we're at that point where we need to shut down schools, and that's part of my concern. We do have, going to the ballot here, a proposition to raise the state sales tax by 18%, which I am not in favor of. Let me be very clear on that. I don't think we need to do that. One of the things which I was arguing about in our budget debates yesterday as we were discussing that budget was that I believe that the $31 million reduction to our state's charter schools was too deep of a cut and unnecessary and unfair to that charter school system, because those charter schools don't receive all the same funding that the regular district schools get. They don't have the ability to go to the property tax owners to raise taxes and overrides, and they don't have the ability to have the state come in like we do for our district schools and build them new schools, and several other minor differences there. They actually get 20% less per student than our district schools. So I believe that our district schools have the ability, even though it's going to be tough, to have those resources to deal with those reductions a little bit better than our charter schools. If we end up having to do that $31 million cut, we could see 20 to 40% of those schools possibly closing down.
I mean, it's always hard to sell the idea of higher taxes, but I mean, we're really looking at a hard choice here, it sounds like, in particular, that if money doesn't come from somewhere, it's going to have to come out of school budgets. I mean, this is really the question of the social impact of this recession here.
And I think you're right. I mean, what we have in Arizona is we have $4 billion of our $6 billion budget, our $6.3 billion. $4 billion goes to our K-12 system, and another $1 billion goes to our universities. So that's where most of the money goes that we have the oversight over to deal with. So when you're looking at a $2 billion shortage, unfortunately, you do have to look at reducing the budgets to the schools. I believe that there's a lot of places in the school budgets there where you could make those reductions without hurting the classroom, and that's what I would be in favor of as we go through this process, that we look closely at that we make sure that we're reducing the impact on the classroom. Unfortunately, even though we've increased our budgets quite substantially over the last 4 years while we had good budgets here, unfortunately, less of that money is getting to our classrooms. We just have reports that show that we're down about 0.5% to under 60% of money going to the classroom that we're sending to our school districts.
Well, is there the possibility at this point that you may get some funds to make up the difference from elsewhere? I mean, what's the anticipation that perhaps, a second stimulus round could come in there, that perhaps the private sector might be able to step in here to help out?
And I think the private sector could step in here to help out. That's one of the reasons why, I've been a big advocate of school choice here in Arizona, so that the private sector can step in and can help out. In fact, we have actually seen that. We allow tax credits to private companies to donate money to our schools and to our charter schools. And in fact, we've seen them step up, and in one case, just last year, at the beginning of the year here, they saved a charter school that worked primarily with special needs kids. An insurance company stepped in and helped out and kept that school open. So there are those opportunities, and I think those are the kind of things that we as a state and other places need to look at as a possibility to help in this time. And
how many jobs are in peril here as well?
Well, I think you're looking at two different things. I mean, there's going to be quite a few folks in the state whose jobs are going to be impacted by this recent budget, and I'm not sure what the total number is. But also when you're raising taxes, the Goldwater Institute said that you could lose as many as 24,000 jobs per year by that 18% sales tax increase, which we need those. What we need to be doing is we need to be doing things that incentivize companies and businesses, give them more of the ability to keep their employees and to hire more employees.
Well, it's a hard choice. Good luck with your efforts there. As the state senator from Arizona, Thayer Verschoor, joining us this morning on a question many states are weighing right now.